Welcome back to the Dota Radio Morning Show, presented by Dota Radio, the internet radio dedicated to Dota 2. Thank you for joining us here on December 30th, bright and early, Monday morning here on the East Coast. This is going to be our last episode of 2013. Our next episode coming up will be New Year's Day, January 1st. Tentatively planned, at least. I'm sure our hosts will be reasonably hungover and out of it, but who knows? We may still be up early and eager to talk about Dota. We are back with the usual suspects, though. I am Zyori, your show host. We've got Mr. Hippie over on our analysis desk today, and of course, Monolith, our master of communications, is with us. Fellas, what is the good word on this fine Monday?
It's almost New Year's Eve. It's going to be a very good time.
Woo.
And also, Dota is still awesome. I mean, is Dota ever not awesome? That's my question.
Well, yeah, it really is not awesome when you're getting shit wrecked by an Earth Spirit.
Maybe you should stop be bad. God.
Well, I'm trying to foreshadow what we're going to talk about later. I know Charlie's really angry and he needs to express himself, and this is the proper place for it. Charlie, how are you today, sir?
Good. Always good.
Yeah, glad to hear it. I know this is going to be a rough episode for you. You're a wealth of information, and you can't talk about any of it. So
yeah, it's rough. There's not much going on now.
Yeah.
But,
it's going to be an exciting 2014, though. Next week will be a lot of fun. Or maybe the week after. Or maybe the week after that. Upcoming weeks will be a lot of fun. As always, guys, remember to visit us on the web, dotaradio.com/morningshow. And remember, you can always email into us as well, morningshow@dotaradio.com. Now, let's get straight into it. Today is sort of an interesting show because we don't have a guest. Is this actually the first episode we're doing guestless? Has it been this long? Have we done?
This is the...
Yeah, the first? Is it really? This marks a
I think
milestone.
So.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, guys. This is going to be a good bit of fun. So we are guestless today, and we do have some talking points. Unfortunately, this season is kind of a weird time for this sort of a show format, and I understand why, like the real shows, like the Daily Show and shit like that, just take off like this whole block, because we did it kind of ass backwards. We took off the week before, and then Christmas week kind of sucks because Christmas was on a Wednesday and everyone's doing holiday stuff, and then New Year's Day is on a Wednesday. And everybody's like on holiday. All of the guests that we wanted to get are like vacationing / not at their computer / not interested during the holidays. So it's a weird week. And we have a little bit of news, but not a lot. The first thing that we're going to talk about, though, is Star Ladder. And Star Ladder's been interesting this season. It's been a fun round robin. There's been a lot of, not a lot, but some dramas here and there. And we do have 3 days left. We just concluded day 26 yesterday. We've got 4 days off, and then the round robin resumes this coming Friday, the 3rd, and there will be the last 3 days of Star Ladder coming up. Fellas, have either of you been keeping up with the latest in Star Ladder Season 8? Have you been able to watch it, Hippie?
I've been catching it when I can. I'm so sad about Fnatic's performance in the last set of matches. Oh my. Very disappointing.
Yes, that is very disappointing indeed. I know Charlie was watching those matches yesterday. I made the silly goof in Game 3 of yesterday's matches to say Wraith Knight instead of Wraith King. That was so embarrassing, but luckily Charlie was there to point me in the right direction.
That's why I keep him around. He's got your back.
He really does. After I said it, I realized, oh yeah, that's the game mode. Ugh. So here's our round robin standings right now. We've got Na'Vi tied with Sigma in first place. They are both 12-4. Now remember, there are 17 matches played in this round robin. So both Sigma and Na'Vi have 1 to go. Alliance sitting 11-3. They have, I guess, technically the best record with the least amount of losses, but they still also have the most games remaining for that top 4 seat. And Rock's Kiss looking good for another one of the top 4 positions. And I'll go back to it again. Ironically enough, the super strong Dinosaurs sitting 9-4 at spot 8. They still have a pretty damn good record. If they were actually a team, they might actually have a chance of making it in the top 4. But given their current state, I suppose that's a pretty grim possibility.
I think they are finishing out, though, right? They said they're going to finish the season no matter what.
Yes, and they do have
Does that mean they'll also go to LAN finals if they make it?
That's a really good question. They've been running with 3 stand-ins. They have Come With Me and Arise are the 2 staple members of their roster, but with 3 stand-ins, it's pretty rough. It really is a shame though. They were, what was it, Charlie? Were they 7-2 at one point, 6-2? They had a really good record, and then right when Misery and Pycat stopped playing with them, that was when things started to go down into the dumper. Sad times, man. Such a waste. They had such a good run going.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate. I'll
Is Charlie alive?
I don't know.
My
I will-
mic's muted, sorry.
Oh, okay. Are you busy?
Coincidentally, you have a whole lot less static than usual this time.
Yeah, you sound pretty solid.
No,
I mean,
I think they're actually like 6-1 or 6-0 at one point.
Yeah, they had a ridiculous. I think 6-1 might be what I was thinking of. It was ridiculous though. I mean, even 9-4, they actually do still have a shot for top. If they win the next set of their games, they have a shot at top 4. I don't know even who would play in the LAN finals.
If they
don't
beat
think they can.
Roxkiss, Fnatic can still make it, which would make me very happy.
That is true. But unfortunate. I guess the biggest problem with SSD, even though they performed pretty well, there were just internal issues. I guess Pycat and Misery weren't enjoying their time playing with the other members of the Super Strong Dinosaurs. I don't know. I don't have the inside deets, but I guess there was some sort of a quiet drama that was about.
They all had problems playing with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I know, I mean, I don't know these guys personally. Obviously, I'm not as close to most players as someone like Charlie, but I'm not surprised on a team where you had both Come With Me and Snaking for there to have been a little bit of drama, at least. Those guys, great players, like absolutely fantastic players, but they do tend to attract it. Whether or not it's their fault, I'm not going to comment.
Yeah. Well, so there's a couple of other interesting facets here that I want to tackle about Starladder. The first of which is this Super Strong Dinosaurs playing out the round robin. And at face value, that sounds really great. Like, all right, guys, you know what? Our team's not here anymore, but we'll keep bringing you matches. That's good guy SSD, right? But one of the problems is that we actually had 2 other teams disband here in this round robin. We have Aspera and 4FC. They are no longer teams. And their wins were forfeited. So everyone got a free 2 wins. Even if they lost to Aspera or 4FC, they still were defaulted the win because those teams no longer existed and they didn't play out the round robin. So my question is, with SSD as this kind of weird state, basically team stand-in, does that mess up this round robin at all? If they're no longer a team, should they just drop out and forfeit wins to everyone else? Does that... Someone emailed me asking if that could cause a problem with the round robin, where even though they're not really a team anymore, and even if they got top 4, they couldn't go to the LAN finals, but they've beaten a couple of the teams that are in the running for the top 4, or at least were a few days ago. Does that screw things up in this round robin potentially with this kind of dummy team made of stand-ins? Charlie, you're good at this kind of stuff. Thoughts?
Yes, it's a little unfair since they've already taken games off top teams, and there's already this, I guess, storyline of them like doing better than everyone thought. I think at this point it's just too late.
Yeah.
Like you can't just take those wins away, give everyone default wins. I mean, they said they'd still play it out. Super Strong Dinosaurs to begin with. Like, even in the very beginning when they had, like, I guess their real quote-unquote roster, it wasn't exactly a real roster, you know?
Yeah.
It's like there are no contracts between those players. Everyone is just... like, in the beginning, everyone knew SSD was a come-and-go-as-you-please sort of team. Like,
right.
if they didn't like somebody on that team, they would just switch him out immediately. There are no real... like permanent members or stand-ins or whatever.
Yeah, and they're talking about SSD beating some of the teams that I'm scrolling through right now, and the 2 big ones, that they beat Empire, though Empire's record is pretty shabby anyhow. That wasn't a make it or break it. But a team that really does matter is SSD actually beat Sigma. And of course here we'll pull up the standings again. Sigma is currently 12-4. So if Sigma had taken that game, that would be 13-3 if they were defaulted to win, and they would be in first place, totally secured in the top 4. So that's one where it could potentially make an impact, though it looks like Sigma will be safe, sitting 12-4 right now. They have 1 game to go, and I'm not sure who their final game is. I can pull it up right here. Where is it? Who was Sigma's last game? I don't see it here. Am I blind?
They don't. Next KZ on the 4th. It's the last match of the day.
There it is. I see it. Last match of the day. Oh, there it is, Sigma. I was looking for the word Sigma, not the Sigma sign. That's a little bit of fail. So yeah,
You
next
silly
KZ.
goose.
That's going to be a really big one though, because next KZ, they're still, well, they're not really in the running, I guess. 9-5 with 5 losses. It's pretty grim. So, and on that note, let's talk about Fnatic a little bit. Yesterday was a really exciting day in Star Ladder Round Robin. We only had 3 matches, the first of which was a big one. That was Fnatic versus Sigma, and before that, things were very close. It was still hard to say. Both of Sigma and Fnatic had a running for the top 4, and then after that was Fnatic versus Power Rangers. And Fnatic actually dropped both games. And not only did they drop both games, but they were like the most one-sided games I've seen in a while. The defeat to Sigma was a 16-minute victory for Sigma, and the Power Rangers game, it lasted a little bit longer. It was something like 30 minutes, but Power Rangers pretty much had control of the game from the get-go, from the very beginning. They got first blood, and that was the beginning of the end. Poor Fnatic. I don't know what happened, but they were just not on point yesterday. They were drafting so greedy, especially against Sigma. I said it a whole bunch of times during the cast, but like Sigma's one of those teams that drafts just powerful lanes. So, you know, you look at their lineup and you're like, I don't really see the team fight synergy, but they just draft these crazy good lanes. They win the laning phase, they carry that momentum, and then they just snowball. That's like the Sigma strategy. And Fnatic drafted like a 5th pick Enigma, this super, super greedy like Enigma, OD, Slark, and position 1 Bristleback, where everybody needed so much farm. Oh, Sigma punished it hard. It was painful to watch as a Fnatic fan, I have to admit.
Yeah, they had. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. Well, they had like Abaddon. They were playing against an Abaddon Weaver lane, and that lane is such a nightmare.
Yeah. It is.
What's that? You have someone who chases you at 522, dealing constant magic damage, hits you twice in a row, and just doesn't take any damage because of a shield? How could that be frustrating, Charlie? That sounds easy to play against in my mind. I could handle that any day.
It is pretty beat, I have to admit. I mean, I felt bad for Fnatic watching it, but it was total domination here. I've got the Join Dota match page up, and you can see the draft. We see Fnatic grab themselves Enigma, Visage, Bristleback, Slark, and OD. Ouch. That final pick Weaver from Sigma was genius, though. It really was, because they saw these lanes shaping up. It was either going to be an offlane Bristleback or an offlane Slark, and it ended up being a Bristleback Visage lane, which is scary. They have a lot of slow. Weaver is like the one hero with the Abaddon support who's just like, I don't really care about slow. I'm just going to Shikuchi at max move speed. Oh, that's not enough. I'll just get the Aphotic Shield. I'm in good shape. Like, just completely dumpstered that lane. Nothing Fnatic could do about it. They had Enigma, so they couldn't really rotate. And Trixie, man, he did not have a good game. I think at like the 10-minute mark, he was still 0-0 in CS, sitting level 4 as a Slark. Like, he had absolutely nothing, just walking around. Ugh, it's bad news. Really bad news. It was hard to watch.
I heard, I think it was LD made the comment when he was filling in for you when you had a friend in town. Trixie, he said he feels like it's a lot like Havost in that he does this crazy wacko stuff. I mean, Havost, like the Havost of offlaners. And sometimes it's just like, wow, you just dominated that entire game. And sometimes you're 4.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a fair analogy. It just sounds, I don't know why it sounds so funny, but yeah, I mean, fair enough. The sad thing is, though, Fnatic was sitting 10-3. They were in a great position. They were easily available to make it in the top 4 for the LAN finals. Sigma was also fighting for that spot, and considering the loss to Sigma, that pushed them to 12-4, so they're now in a good spot. And of course, Fnatic was sitting 10-4, still in an okay position. The next game is where things got really scary against Power Rangers. Fnatic, of course, the heavy favorites, but Power Rangers not a team that you can count out, as we've gone back to. They upset Alliance here in Season 8 in the round robin. They also upset Alliance in the round robin of Season 7. So not surprised to see them taking a game off of Fnatic, but that's just one of those matches where it's all on the line. Fnatic needed a win 100%. Power Rangers are out of the top 4 anyhow. They ended 11-6, and they still took their last game off of Fnatic. I really love those Power Rangers guys, though. I have to admit, every time I see them, I'm just impressed. Well, maybe not every time. They do still have problems with consistency, but they make some big plays, man. It's pretty impressive. They're a team that is quickly getting my attention.
I really think they should change their name to Slayers with the A in the alliance bracket. They're the A Slayers, man. They just every single time they come up against these guys, just like, what? What? You think you're the best in the world? No, we're the goddamn Power Rangers.
We are the goddamn
They're not even
Power
they're not
Rangers.
even Mighty Morphin. They're just the Power Rangers. And they still kill Alliance.
I like them though. They've got a fun play style, and I don't know. They came to win. Fnatic didn't play bad, but they didn't really play good either. And actually, you know what? Do we want to show that clip? Did you guys see that sick 5-man RP? Tell me you saw that, Hippie. I know Charlie saw it. Did you see it, Chris?
Yeah, play that clip.
Yeah, I'm about to play it. Actually, I gotta pull it up here.
It's a good clip.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right, I gotta find my favorites. I think I favorited that tweet. And, you know, Charlie, I went back and looked at that game, and I was really, like, taken by the Magnus, but you were spot on about that Alchemist. He had a lot of really, really sick unstable concoctions in that game. And watching that thing again, like, the RP was sick, but then after the RP, he had a 5-man concoction. That shit was buck nasty. I liked it.
Yeah, like, I think it was F and G? On the Alchemist? Like,
yes.
Like, he impressed me so much that game. Like, was he doing the drafting as well?
Like, I can't remember. I want to say yes.
Like, this is really, like, the patch where the supports shine. Like, where so much of the game relies on really good captains. Oh, the clip is playing. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
That's okay. But, yeah, it's pretty sick. Look at that concoction. Oh my god. It's just devastation. It's just pure devastation. That's one of the sickest plays I've seen in a while since I was casting. I went a little bit ham on that cast too. The end, I was just like, I don't know, folks. That was just cheese and motherfucking crackers. I don't even know where that came from. It just popped out in the heat of the moment.
God.
To be slightly, you know, fair. Like, that was freaking sick, don't get me wrong. But Fnatic just playing a little bit too tight there.
Oh,
yeah, they should have known. They had a ward.
Yeah, not only did they have a ward, but, you know, it's a Magnus. It's a Magnus who you know has blink. You can't play that tight.
Yeah.
Regardless, it was freaking incredibly sick. I don't want to take away from Power Rangers at all. I'm just saying that was definitely, again, another part of Fnatic being out of form.
Someone actually tweeted at me and said pretty much what you're just describing. And said, dude, there's no such thing as a good Magnus RP. It's just a bad play from the other team.
Well, no. Okay. I'm actually going to very quickly... One of my yeah, I'm with Charlie that's not true. In my opinion, Dota is basically a game of who makes fewer mistakes and also who capitalizes better on the mistakes that are there at the very highest levels. Because if you're assuming perfect play, of course, it's completely draft-based, but nobody plays 100% perfectly all the time. People take risks. So when somebody makes a mistake like that, the ability... I mean, it could be a mistake that's only there for an instant. For all you know, Fnatic, you know, half a second later, someone says, oh god, spread out, there's a Magnus. And the opportunity is missed. But Power Rangers, they saw it immediately when it was there. They got the blink. They got the amazing RP, the perfect concoction follow-up. So they capitalized within, you know, half a second's worth of time on what was a very... being able to read mistakes in Dota is difficult and nebulous. Because unless... I mean, without total map vision, which you obviously don't have because we don't have Eyes in the Forest anymore, you can't know if your decision is always the best one, unless you can see literally everything. Mm-hmm. So to be able to read whether or not it is a mistake and not some sort of bait, you have to be, you know, you have to make these decisions very, very quickly. And when you do stuff like that, it absolutely is a testament to a very, very high level of skill.
For sure. I second the notion. I don't necessarily agree, but I think the spirit of that individual's comment, although sensationalist at best, sort of holds true a little bit. To make a 5-man RP happen, the other team definitely has to be making a blunder of some sort just to set that up. Sort of like a black hole, very comparable. You know, you got to be 5 on top of each other to get that 5-man black hole. There's only so much Enigma can do to score a play like that.
But I think part of it was the Potom was an excellent bait. Like, she just TP'd in front of that tower by himself, and they thought they could burst her before the rest of the team came in. Like, that was some excellent bait. Like, it set up the 5-man RP. You know, like 5-man RPs, they don't just happen. Like, if you're sieging a tower, like, it's always in, like, players of that caliber, it's always going to be in their mind that there's a Magnus coming. But if you can make them focus on something else, like, that's how you make the big plays happen.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I kind of want to look at this again now that you're talking about this Mirana bait. Let's see here. So, let's see. Fnatic poking away at the tower, gets scattered out by the rocket, and then, oh, look, they're backing up. Oh, they see a Mirana. They want to kill her. Then all of a sudden, boom, there's the RP, the concoction, the arrow. Well, it's off the mark, but who cares at that point?
Oh, god damn it.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
It's the Charlie line. Something serious is going down.
No, monolith. Monolith.
So pretty exciting.
Serious business.
The only things that we can to wrap up this Star Ladder discussion, the only things we know for sure right now, I believe Na'Vi are safe. Right now, Na'Vi are 12-4, and it's all about the matches coming up. We'll take a look at the screen cap here, and Alliance, they're in good shape too. They are actually pretty safe. They have relatively easy games. Against Poseidon, Alliance are the heavy favorites. Against Next, that one could be a little bit rough, so I guess Alliance aren't completely safe, though they are 11-3, so they can still afford to drop another game, one of those two, if something goes really crazy. They also have a match against SSD, which, again, should be pretty straightforward. Fnatic, unfortunately, if they had just beaten Power Rangers, they have easy matches coming up. The Retry and Flipside RU, two of the lowest seeded teams in the round robin. Very unfortunate for Fnatic, as we've already talked about. Na'Vi, though, they really are in good shape. The only matches Na'Vi have remaining are against Flipside. Same story, different chapter. Is that actually their only match? Yeah, Na'Vi only have one game left. So that's an easy game for Na'Vi. They're basically a shoo-in at this point. Sigma as well. The only one they have left is Next. Again, that's sort of one of those rocky games where it could be rough for Sigma, but as long as they win that, they will be in great shape. Now, Rock's Kiss, they still have 2 games to go, one against SSD and one against Mouse. Both of those should be reasonably easy. Mouse, of course, right now in kind of a state of disarray, and SSD. So as long as Rocks can take out the stand-in champions, they should be in good shape. So this top 4 looking pretty promising right now that it will be Na'Vi, Sigma, Alliance, and Rock's Kiss, which, if that's how it ends up, that should make one hell of a top 4 LAN finals. I don't have too many complaints on that front. Although I would have liked to see Fnatic. I would have rather see Fnatic and Power Rangers.
I would still like to see Fnatic. I'm calling Starladder 9 Power Rangers. I put it in chat. I'll put it on the record here.
All right.
I'm calling them top 4 Starladder 9.
Dude, you better get on that.
They get consistently better every time.
That esports bets site, you could start making some real money, Chris. Put some money where your mouth is.
I'm not crazy enough to do that. Shiver's compelling voice is not quite compelling enough for me.
Poor Shiver. So, all right, let's move forward
here.
What
do you mean, poor Shiver?
Poor Shiver.
God, I said she has a compelling voice.
She does have a compelling voice. That's nice. I still poor Shiver. I don't know. People pick on her a little bit. People pick on me too, I suppose.
People pick on Shiver a lot more than they should, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Shiver's nice. I'm friends with her. I chat with her sometimes in the lobby. I say, hey, Shiver, what's going on? Good morning. The other day, we were making fun of Blue Banana together. He made some weird, creepy comment and then asked if Shiver wanted to play, and I said, dude, nobody wants to play with a guy named Blue Banana. It's just creepy. And she said, yes, I second that. Then I felt good. So, unfortunate news for eHug. We talked about them last week.
Oh, God.
Charlie killing esports.
Seriously, man.
There's only one ring. Who the fuck is calling me?
Somebody's trolling hard right now. It's probably Bulba.
I wouldn't be surprised. He called me in the middle of the show once.
So, all right. Unfortunate news
for
for eHug. We talked about them in the last episode and how excited we were that Pretty Boy Swag had picked up a sponsor in North America Dota, yada, yada, yada. And already off to a rocky start. Sleesel pieced out before the team even got going. I don't know exactly what the issue was. But the statement they made said due to personal conflicts, he decided that he couldn't pursue full-time Dota. Unfortunate. So they're looking for a fifth. Charlie, are there any rumors as to who the potential fifth is going to be? Or is this one of those topics that you're not allowed to comment on?
I know who they've asked. But I don't know if they've actually decided on anybody yet. Or
who's in the running right now? It obviously is going to be is it obviously going to be a North American player? I guess it doesn't have to be, right?
No, it's going to be North American because they need to. They don't have the time to, I guess, get some guy a visa, bring him over, set him up with health insurance and all that stuff. So,
right.
They want it to be purely North American. I know they had a list of people in that thread who they were probably going to ask, but for the most part, I don't think most of them are going to be able to do it anyways.
How about Demon? Isn't he coming back from Korea?
I think Demon would, if he's gonna play with a team like EHUG, I think he would like a bit easier. No, he's not playing with EHUG. I'm just gonna say this: he's not playing with EHUG.
Okay, fair enough. Chris, huh?
I was just gonna say, I thought, isn't the current rumor, or at least the current rumor, not spread by I think anyone significant, but that people are just kind of passing around, that we might see a Demon Arteezy team up sometime in 2014?
Oh yeah, I've heard rumors about that.
You have any comment on that, Charlie? Is that a no
Charlie?
comment?
I mean, you might. I mean, at this point, I think that's really the only accurate thing you can say is that you might.
Okay.
Because even Demon, like neither Demon nor Arteezy really know exactly what's going to happen yet either. It still depends on, I guess, a few other players and what they do for 2014.
Right.
But I know Arteezy wants to make a team for TI4 qualifiers. But obviously, like the problem with Arteezy is just that any team he joins, he cannot play Dota until like spring, like late spring or something, because he has school.
High school. That's really unfortunate. I don't know how I feel about high school. Actually, I know how I feel about high school. It sucks. Although, maybe high school would have been more fun if I was a pro player.
I'm not sure that's true.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Do you think he gets a lot of like cool points for like winning MLG? Do you think he went back to school and was just like, "What's up, ladies? MLG champion 2013." No.
No, I don't think he was.
And all the football players are like, "Look, babe, I made 1 tackle today."
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I mean, just playing in MLG, I see why that wouldn't give you, cool points with the popular kids in high school. But to go to an MLG and then come back like thousands of dollars richer, like if anyone makes fun of you, just be like, dude, I just got paid for playing a video game. What did you do this weekend? Oh, you were watching Jersey Shore? That's right, get dunked. I mean, it's just like, that's what I'd do at least. Poor Arteezy, that sucks.
As Iggy points out in chat, cool points and wedgies are not the same thing. Like,
oh man,
you can make a lot of money. You can be like that. That doesn't make everybody like you or think you're not a nerd. Now, I love nerds, but high school not exactly the place to be a nerd and be.
I guess that's true. What state is he in? Where's Arteezy from?
He lives in Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Oh, so he's in Canada.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Canadian. All right, well, I don't know anything about Canadian high school. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's worse.
I don't think they make fun of him for it. I mean, I think some people think it's pretty cool, but it's not like something that...
He's not like a celebrity. He's not like Huck or something where he comes back and does a signing in the mall and they have to close the mall because they think it's like going to be a riot.
Yeah, I don't... it's probably not like that.
I was reading about that last night. That's kind of funny. Like they did... Like, Huck is really popular in Canada. They treat him as kind of like a national hero. He did some signing at a mall, And literally, like, so many more people showed up than they were ready for. The mall had to cancel and kick everybody out because it was like a fire hazard, and they thought it was like going to be a risk for a riot. It was so many people at once. It's pretty ridiculous just to, like, you know, see Huck sign some signatures.
Yeah, popular guy.
Popular guy, StarCraft 2. All right. So, all right, speaking of North America, though, Charlie, your boy, Demon Army Jimmy, tearing it up in NSL. $75,000 for first place. You know, and that's one of those tournaments that's really top-heavy in the prize. I hadn't realized how top-heavy it is. If we look here, we'll take a gander. First place, $75,000. Second place is $7,500. That is a pretty big drop-off. You know, it's a pretty big incentive to win. And, of course, the final series was pretty intense. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was epic. A best-of-5 that did go into Game 5. And I hear Demon was making some big plays. Did you watch it, Charlie?
I did not, but, you know, it's more money than MLG Columbus.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. Like, I wish...
Demon one more money than RTC.
Like, talk about... It's really... It's a sad irony how it ended up working out. We had the Blitz and then Demon teams, and it's sad that they had to face each other so early, but I'm really glad that at least one of them won. I think that's a really cool storyline. And, like, Demon, like, we interviewed him right before he left, and he was sort of like... What's the right word? Like, sort of nonchalant about it, just like, oh, it's a cool opportunity, I'll go see what I can do, it should be fun. You know, a month and a half later, oh, hey, guys, yeah, I'll take my, what's his share of the winnings? 10 grand or something after taxes. Just heading back to the States. Oh, killing it. Killing it.
Yeah, I mean, before he went, I think, like, he knew that going there, he was going to be the best player and that he should win. But, you know, you never want to sound like that.
Yeah.
It's true. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch.
And on a similar note, as I did just mention Blitz, I saw, he put in a blog or he tweeted somewhere, he posted somewhere that there's going to be an update about his new team coming in the near future. Has there been an update on that front?